70 WOCA. Ocala. All right, just about 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. Gosh, there was a story this morning about how the times they are changing when it comes to getting groceries, and technology has changed so many of our lives in so many different ways. And health is one of those areas that really is just jumping forward. Every time you turn around, there's something new. So I think we're about to learn about something new. Dr. Andres Leon is on the phone. He's a board-certified chiropractic physician. He's the owner of Vita Chiropractic. He specializes in exercise and sport science. He is bilingual, fluent in Spanish. That's good to know if you are primarily a Spanish-speaking person and you need to go see a doctor because you want to be able to understand what he says and he needs to be able to understand what you're saying. He wants to tell us about something called PEMF. If you're looking at the streaming video, I have a logo that Robin prepared me with so I could put it on during this interview. It stands for Pulsed Electromagnetic Field Therapy. So let's find out about this and what Dr. Leon has to offer. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Oh, good morning. Thanks, Larry.
Where
Thanks
are you?
for having me.
You're here in Ocala, right?
Yeah, I'm actually down Southwest 200 out by, there's a police substation out here out by the Walmart on this side of town.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. Well, thank you for taking some time out of your day to talk to us. Does the practice in general of chiropractic physician, do you basically deal with people who've had some kind of an injury?
Sure. I mean, well, the majority of patients that come into my office or most chiropractic offices have some sort of pain, whether it's, headache, neck pain, back pain, that kind of deal.
Okay, so a headache is included, which may or may not be from an injury.
Mm-hmm.
So what does the PEMF do? What is that?
So specifically, I own a unit called the OMI unit, and after years of studying, electromagnetic field therapy, I decided to finally jump on this product specifically because of, number one, its advantages of being at a lower cost. To me, it's not a multi-level marketing kind of thing. It's just a new type of therapy that's when I say new, it's only relatively been out for, I would say, in the last 5 to 10 years here in the United States. So it's been around for probably 40-plus years in Europe and Germany and stuff like that. But we've only recently been able to get it FDA approved. And so what it is just like us, we are an electromagnetic field just like the Earth is. Uh-huh. And the really neat thing about it is when I have a lot of complicated cases, like when, someone's just nagging lower back will not go away and you've tried all the other sources of treatment that are available. This has been one of the wonderful new advances in technology that's really helped me get people over the hump.
Really? So how is it applied? Do you put something onto the skin? How do you get the electromagnetic field into the person?
Great. So I actually have a few different therapy devices. One of them, the primary one that I use is a mat, and it's comprised of 8 copper coils. And there's a little device that's situated next to it that allows us to set certain frequencies depending on the type of condition that you're coming in with. And so what it is, that's one of the main units that I use. And we do have a ring that's really good for extremities or a small pad for smaller areas like the wrist and like the ankle. But mainly what it is, it's a field therapy that's created through magnetism. So it's basically moving magnetic energy, which allows for people that have poor circulation to really create some in a short period of time.
Oh, wow. And our tissue responds to it because is it a natural thing that's happening? Is it natural?
Yeah, just like most magnetism, you could think of like an MRI machine that, produces an image based off of magnets. Okay. This is moving magnetic energy, which allows for when someone has a lot of fatigue, their cells aren't moving as fast as they used to. A good example is under the microscope, when you're looking at someone who is just sluggish and, has a lot of health ailments. A lot of times the red blood cells will move very sluggish, very tirelessly. But then when you put someone under this mat for about 8 to 15 minutes, it increases blood flow sometimes by an extra 50, 60%. So just under the microscope, we're making the cells move. We're turning on the energy to the cell, and there's no better way to target tissue when you're targeting all 70 trillion cells in the body.
Yeah, wow. Years ago, we had an interview with a guy who was talking about a frequency machine. I think it was called RIFE, RIFE. Is it similar to that, or is it two totally different things? What do you know?
I'm not familiar with that, but I know that when it comes to this type of therapy, I mean, its target it's the one that I have. It's at a much lower frequency than some machines that are out. This is, like I said, been out in the horse industry for a while. It's been used in humans for probably about 40 years now. But just recently, some of the newest advances, and what we've usually used it for, is with pain reduction, inflammation reduction. We've seen a lot of great responses to circulation improvement, bone healing and strengthening. So lots of really neat advantages to having something like this. And, I added it to my practice mainly for the fact that I have people that come in with more than just one ailment. They're not just coming in with neck pain. They're coming in with fibromyalgia, diabetes, circulatory type conditions, arthritis, which is, everywhere. Okay. So when I have something to offer to them that basically targets every single cell in their body, they get better results.
Is it similar to the TENS unit? I think it's called TENS, or like it was a quarter shaped or like a circle thing they put on your skin. Is it similar to that?
Not necessarily. So actually, a TENS or an electronic stim device, you're actually applying a pad and stimulating muscle tissue. Now, this is more of a pad that you lay on, and there is a buffer between that. So when you're laying on this, nothing's being stuck onto you. But the really neat thing is, like I said, sometimes you might feel a light warmth, but you're not going to feel the muscle contract like you would on a TENS unit.
How do you measure success? Does it show right away, or does it take weeks? How long? How do you know that it's working?
So, with a lot of people, there's a lot of people coming with many different ailments. Most treatments last somewhere between 8 to 15 minutes in most cases. The results vary, but sometimes I'll see it as early as 1 week. Sometimes with somebody who's got, health ailments, associated with whatever condition they're coming in, may take 3 to 4 weeks to really see, the results that they're desired. I would say that when it comes to, what I've been seeing, your typical case, just getting chiropractic care, it may have taken me several visits to get them back on track. But with something like this, it tends to help induce more of the healing response. So I'm seeing a lot of these conditions go away in half the time.
Wow. And does the age of the patient play a role in how quickly they recover, which is usually what we hear in medicine?
Absolutely. Yeah, this OMI device, the reason that it sold me was mainly because there's many machines that are out there, but this one seems to really target what the normal body's response is to receiving a type of therapy. The thing that I really loved about it was the price. I personally experienced better sleep and overall better, a better mood, my wife says. So,
your wife says.
When she's describing, so when she's describing things like that, to me, that's pretty neat that, just in general, that I have less fatigue and stress, better overall sleep. I'm sleeping through the night, and I think that says something.
I think to serve the listeners the best with the small amount of time we have left, do you have a success story? Tell us the story of a patient. You just told us about yourself. That's as good as it gets, I guess. But tell us about somebody who maybe had something that maybe they've been struggling with for a very long time, and this finally was the trick.
Great. I mean, just recently, and I've only had this product for 6 months, but I would tell you that with one of my cases, I had a gentleman come in with 3 small pelvic fractures as well as a mild traumatic brain injury. So he was suffering with, kind of issues dealing with post-concussion after an accident.
Wow.
And he was kind of left to just kind of wait it out. He was basically told by the emergency room as well as the orthopedist that, just going to have to wait, and time will let it know, and it'll heal on its own. And with this device, we had him on the mat for about 2 weeks, and his pain level from an 8 out of 10 dropped significantly. I mean, he's in no pain just several weeks after the treatment. And I really feel that I can attribute this to this machine, this product. So to see someone with, post-traumatic, headaches, concussion-like symptoms, as well as pelvis fractures. I mean, every time he got up and started walking, he would be in miserable pain. So to see something like this lessen the effects, and, to me, it was just an amazing option to have to be able to treat someone with that type of condition.
Dr. Andres Leon is our guest. He's giving us some information that might just be what you're looking for to help if you've got some pain, you got some inflammation. Tell me about nerve healing real quickly if you can squeeze it in. I know you mentioned it briefly earlier. Would that be nerve damage from an accident? Would it be from arthritis? What would that be?
Both. I mean, when it comes to, in practice, I see nerve damage a lot in a lot of my patients, and a lot of my more complicated cases, that's part of the reason. When it comes to nerve healing, that's one of the things that takes the longest to heal and, quickest to really injure. But when it comes to the greatest advantage of PEMF is most likely on the immune system itself. And in turn, what that does is it calms down the nervous system, allowing the body to heal on its own. So everything we do relates to allowing the body to better heal on its own.
Wow.
So this is a great tool in practice that I've seen to really help the tissue itself want to repair itself.
Well, I don't really know how a smartphone works, and I don't need to know. And I guess the same thing is true with this. I mean, I appreciate you explaining it, but it's a little bit over my head, to be honest. But I think the important thing is that it does what you say it does. And for a lot of people, with chronic pain, et cetera, I think this is something to be checked out. So what do? Do they call you or go to your location?
Yeah, if anybody would like to try the OMI device, like I said, it's a wonderful tool that I have. They can call up the office at 352-861-VITA to try it out. I'm letting people demo it, at least to experience what it's all about. More than just reducing pain. Like I said, it helps reducing inflammation, increasing blood flow. And, with most people, they'll get responses within just a week. And in terms of responses, I'm talking, decreased pain overall, increased circulation. They're describing less tingling and numbness in their hands and their fingers. So it's a really neat device. And if anybody would like to try it, they could call up the office and schedule a demo.
And that works out to 861-8432. Is that correct?
You got it.
861-8432, 861-VITA. Okay. Well, Doctor, thank you for taking time out of your day to tell us about this. I know that people will be calling you. This sounds like something that people are probably happy to hear about. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you so much, Larry. Have a great day.
You're welcome. You too. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A mix of sun and clouds with a heavy thunderstorm moving from the coast to inland for the afternoon hours. The high 83 to 87, and a shower thunderstorm in the evening tonight, a low 74 to 78. Tomorrow looks rather cloudy. Again, a shower thunderstorm, especially in the afternoon inland, a high of 86 to 89. Shower thunderstorm for Wednesday, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Hey, this is Matt Wilkerson from Verizon. You work all day, right? So why would you want to spend your night out shopping for that new phone? Well, Marion County, let me and Verizon help you out. I can deliver to your home or office, saving you precious time. Phone, tablets, internet, home phones, even accessories. Whatever you need, we will deliver free of charge. Call me at the store, 352-528-0020. That's 528-0020.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
This is the beat of a normal heart. Now this is the beat of a heart of someone who just snorted or injected or smoked methamphetamine. Why? For a high. And this is what happens to that normal heartbeat. It's irregular, it's racing, it's why it's called speed, and it can do bizarre things to our heads. It can make us aggressive and violent. We can start hallucinating and end up doing some serious damage to people. Call 1-888-8-NO-METH today for more information on methamphetamine. That's 1-888-8-NO-METH.
A message from the Partnership for a